My volume. Welcome back. It's been a little minute. So, as my last video, I told you I was watching this movie and its remake. The movie is called Suspiria. S-U-S, I think it's P-I-R-A, something like that. But anyway, it's an Italian horror film. The first one came out in 1977 and the remake came out in 2018. So if you want to watch this real quick before I get on the review, I got some leftover chips or something in my mouth. I just finished eating. The first one is on Tubi, and the second one is on Amazon Prime. Okay. So I don't know how I found out this movie. I found it out somewhere. So I decided to watch it because I love a good horror film. So the plot of this movie is this American girl or a young woman goes to this German ballet school to like study dance. And there's like some weird stuff going on. There's girls coming up missing and dying and all this stuff. I don't want to spoil it for you since this is not something that most people have seen, so I'll let you go ahead and watch the movie. But we're gonna get into some comparisons, okay? So the feeling that I got when I was watching Suspiria 1977, I was put in the feeling. It kind of gave me like a Willy Wonka-esque type feel. And when you see the film, you'll get what I'm saying as far as the imagery, the visuals. I feel like it was scarier. I feel like it got right into it. Like, for example, in the beginning of the film, when she gets to the school, there's this one girl, it's raining, for dramatic effect. Of course, it's raining, storming. This girl runs out. She says some stuff. She runs out. So it gets going. As a viewer, you're like, okay, what's going on with this school? I think the creepiness of the film was right where I needed to be. The suspense was good. I need a film to move along, right? The 2018 version, even though they filmed it in 2018, they still placed it in the 70s, the same year, 1977. So we get there and it starts off differently. It starts off with some other girl. One thing I can say about this movie, the 2018 one kind of put me in the mindset of Midsummer with the visuals. But it wasn't as scary to me. It was more theatrical and weird and crazy, but it wasn't really scary. We know the 70s was the decade of slasher films. I think you had more of that going on. You had more of the gore. Of course, with it being in the 70s, some of the effects might look kind of cheesy because, we're talking about a movie that's almost 50 years old. So, of course, the effects are not going to be like 2023 effects. The storyline pretty much stayed the same. The only difference is I think she made a different choice in the end. Like I said, I don't want to disclose it, but I definitely like the ending of the first one. The second one was kind of, like I said, it was all, if you've seen Midsummer, you know what I'm talking about. It was kind of like out there. But out of the two, I definitely like the first one first. So this is an Italian film, but it takes place in Germany, and it took me a second to get that because I'm like, it sounded like I heard some Italian, but it's supposed to be Germany. It's by an Italian filmmaker, and then the guy who did this remake, I believe, is Italian too. It's in English, it's not dubbed, but of course with it taking place in Germany, you're going to hear other languages. I think you hear a few different languages, especially in the first one. Okay, as far as character, I liked both the main characters. I feel like as a main character, you can just only do what you can do as far as, like, if the movie is corny, you just gotta do what you can in a corny movie. Or if it's a good movie, you gotta do what you can. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like for the actresses, their role was good. Now, if I want to go and parallel the characters in each movie, I like the 70s characters better. Like I said, every scene was right after the other as far as a continuation of the story. I felt like the 2018 one had long pauses, like it took a long time for it to really get to the scary stuff. It was more, I think the 2018 movie was more about storytelling, whereas the 70s one was more... Oh! No, I'm not editing that out. Was more about the gore. The 70s ones was more about the gore. And when it comes to horror movies, you can have a very good story. It's kind of hard to balance gore plus good story. Sometimes you get either or, sometimes you get both. I feel like the plot was, like I said, they focused more on that in the 2018 one, but 77 one more gory. I will say this: the 2018 one did not keep my interest that much. I'm gonna be honest, I did fall asleep on it for a few minutes, not enough to like deter my view on it, but I like the 71 better. So when we get to remakes and things, I have often said in past videos that you have to watch it for itself. Now in this case, I hadn't seen either one at all. So that's the reason why I compared them, because I hadn't seen either one at all. Just like if you look back at my videos, there's a video called it's about these twin boys. You'll see it if you scroll down in my list. That was the same way. One came out in they weren't that old. One was like 2018 and one was 2020 or something like that. But I had never seen it before. But like, for example, this Color Purple movie that's coming out this Christmas, that one I'll probably try to see by itself. See it as its own movie instead of comparing. So, hey, maybe I'm a hypocrite with that, because on one hand, I'm like, you can't compare, but then on the other hand, you got to watch it as its own movie, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, with me not seeing either one of these movies, I feel like I can have a clear opinion on both, because I'm freshly seeing both movies for the first time. So yeah, like I said, Tubi for the original, Amazon Prime for the next one. I don't know what I want to watch next. There's so much. This is the thing with streaming, is there's so many choices. I try to watch the most popular stuff because I want to kind of see why it's popular. Is it overrated? What's the big deal? Blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I'm going to be back soon. I am back working. I will start my job again Saturday. So we're going to try to do this work-life balance thing again. You know how I am about working for other people. I usually like to work for myself. I like to be on my own time, but it is what it is. Bills got to be paid, man. But anyways, as always, peace and blessings, man. Shout out to my 30 subscribers. I love y'all. Thanks for hanging in there, man. Thanks for still subscribing, even though I may not be as consistent as I need to be. I appreciate all the loves, all the views, comments, likes, all that. All right, y'all, until next time.